Good evening, all of you. So here is a short questions again from people development and environment. And let us see the question. pH is an important water quality parameter. A is a measure of acidity on water. B is a measure of basicity in water. C can have a value up to 10, only up to 10. D represents the concentration of hydrogen ion. And E, whose value confirms that water is potable. So you have the options, option 1, 2, 3, and 4. So which is the correct answer? The correct answer is A is a measure of basis acidity on water. B is a measure of basicity in water. And also D represents the concentration of hydrogen ion. Now let us see the facts on water quality and pH. pH is an important water quality parameter. The pH is a logarithmic scale that measures the acidity or basicity of a solution. The scale ranges from 0 to 14, 7 being neutral. A pH below 7 is acidic, while a pH above 7 is basic. The concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution is inversely proportional to its pH. This means that if a solution has a pH of 0, it has a high concentration of hydrogen ions, while if the solution has a pH of 14, it has low concentration of hydrogen ions. So, from the option A is a measure of acidity on water. This is true because pH is a measure of concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution. Lower pH means that more hydrogen ions are present, which makes the solution more acidic. B option is it is a measure of basicity in water. This is also true as pH is a logarithmic scale. So pH of 8 means it is 10 times less acidic than pH of 7 and 100 times less acidic than a pH of 6. And option D, if you look at that, represents the concentration of hydrogen ion. This is also true as pH scale is a measure of concentration of hydrogen ions in a solution. And if you look at the potable drinking water that we use daily, it has got a pH between 6.5 to 8.5. So this is a short question for the UGC NET examination. Kindly go through this and I think you will be able to attempt UGC NET in a more positive manner. Thank you. Good evening, all of you. Here is a short question on teaching aptitude. Let us go to the question. Upon completion of academic programs, that is graduation, what outcomes should the students have attained? 1. Program education objectives or program outcomes, lesson outcomes, course outcomes, unit or chapter outcomes. So the answer is option 1, program education objectives or program outcomes. Now let us see what is program education objectives. These are certain long-term goals that a program or department strives for its graduates. They describe the skills and abilities that the graduates are expected to possess upon completion of the program and how they will apply these skills in their personal and professional lives. Program education objectives are broad statements that reflect the overall mission of the program and the expectations of the stakeholders. So this is a short question on teaching aptitude. I hope all of you will take right note of it and approach UGC NET in a much more positive manner. Thank you. Good evening, all of you. Here is a short question on UGC NET higher education. Let us go straight away to the question. The first open university in India was established in the year. Options are 1. 1980, 2. 1982, 3. 1985, 4. 1986. So the answer is option 2, 1982. So the first open university was established in the year 1982. Some more information on the above. That is, there are at present 13 state open universities set up by respecting state grants, which are single mode institutions, which means that they provide education only in the distance mode. And they cater to people who are unable to pursue regular courses due to various reasons. And they are also instrumental in shaping the career growth of learners who are already employed. So the first university was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, established in Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh in the year 1982. Let us also look at one or two other universities also. So the second university was in 1987, Vardhaman Mahavir Open University, VMOU in Kota, Rajasthan. And the third university was Nalanda Open University, NOU in Patna, Bihar, 1987. So same year, two universities were also established. And you can see that there are about 13 universities, and the last state open university was Odisha State Open University in Sambalpur, Odisha. So with this information in mind, you can approach UGCNET in a very positive manner. Thank you. Welcome all of you to UGCNET PYQs with Dr. Hema Ramachandran. Today we will see some previous year question papers and their answers. While giving the answers, I will also give some more explanations so that you will be able to answer the future questions of UGCNET. So welcome all of you to this session. Let us see the questions one by one. Coming to the first slide. Which of the following is not a web browser? The options given are Opera, Safari, Firefox, Google. So, which is not a web browser? What do you think is the answer? The answer is option 4, Google. Google is not a web browser, whereas Opera, Safari, Firefox, all of these are web browsers. So what is Google? Google is not a web browser, but it is a search engine provided by Google. It is the most visited website in the world. The order by which the results are returned by Google is based on a priority rank system called PageRank. So please remember that also, PageRank. That is the order in which the results are being shown in Google is based on a priority rank system called PageRank. Now, I'll give some additional information also. Safari is a graphical web browser which was developed by Apple Incorporated. Opera is a multi-platform web browser developed by Opera Software. And Mozilla Firefox is a free and open source web browser developed by Mozilla Foundation and its subsidiary called the Mozilla Corporation. Let us look at the next question. Please remember that each of these questions have been asked for the examination. So what is not a research? Research is a careful and exhaustive investigation of a phenomenon with an objective of advancing knowledge. It is a systematic and objective attempt to study a problem for the purpose of deriving general principles. Third option, research is based on common sense knowledge based on accumulated experiences and beliefs of the people. Fourth option, it is a systematic investigation to find solutions to a problem. So you are given options 1, 2, 3 and 4. So what do you think is the answer? Systematic investigation to find solutions to a problem. So what is the answer? The first option, let us see the first option. Research is a careful and exhaustive investigation of phenomenon with an objective of advancing knowledge. This actually correctly describes research, isn't it? So it is a meticulous process aimed at expanding the body of knowledge, understanding phenomena, or discovering new facts. Next option, it is a systematic and objective attempt to study a problem to derive general principles. This statement also is correctly describing research, is it not? Because it is a structured methodology and strives for impartiality to identify underlying patterns or universal truths. Research is based on common sense knowledge based on accumulated experiences and beliefs of the people. This statement is not correct. because while using common sense, experiences and beliefs can sometimes spark research questions, but research actually moves beyond these objectives and often unverified sources. So true research relies on empirical evidence, logical reasoning, and a systematic process to test and validate claims. It is a systematic investigation to find solutions to a problem. That is also correct. So the correct answer in this case is option 3. Option 3 is the answer to this question. So I'll insert a text box here and say the correct answer is option 3. So that you will not forget again. Okay, so correct answer here is option 3. So let us move forward to the next question. Match list 1 and list 2. List 1 is given as theory, that is a generalized representation of a system or an object that is constructed to some aspects of that system or system as a whole. Model, you are given option as research problem is represented by mathematical model. Survey, it is a set of systematic related propositions that explain and predict a phenomenon or a fact. Modeling, it is a data collection technique using a questionnaire. So to match options 1 and 2, so what will be the correct option? So let us say theory. Let us look at the answer now. Theory is actually, so the answer is actually option 4. A is standing for 3. That is, theory is actually a set of systematically interrelated propositions that explain and predict a phenomenon or a fact. So it is a well substantiated explanation of some aspect of natural world based on theory of facts, often repeatedly confirmed through observation and experiment. It is a framework for establishing and predicting phenomena. So first option is matched to 3. So theory is actually a set of systematically interrelated propositions that explain and predict a phenomenon or a fact. B is 1. Model is actually a generalized representation of a system or an object that is constructed to some aspects of that system or the system as a whole. So it is constructed to aspects of a system or a model as a whole. And survey stands for fourth one. It is a data collection technique using a questionnaire. And modeling stands for 1, generalized representation of a system. Modeling stands for 2. Research problem is represented by a mathematical model. So first is match to 3. Theory is standing for match 3. That is, it is a system systematically interrelated propositions that explain and predict a phenomenon or a fact. Model is actually science or research is a simplified representation of a system. So it is matched to 1, generalized representation of a system or an object. Survey is actually collecting data from respondents. So it's a data collection technique using a questionnaire. And modeling, process of creating a model. So it stands for 2. That is second option. Next question. The full form of AICTE is Academic Institutions Council of Teacher Education, All India Council for Teacher Education for Technical Education, All India Constitution for Teacher Education, All India Institute for Teacher Education. So answer is option 2, All India Council for Technical Education. So let us see this option 2. So it was set up in 1945 as a national level apex advisory body to conduct a survey on the facilities available for technical education and to promote development in the country in a coordinated and integrated manner. Its objective is to promote quality in technical education, planning and coordinated development of technical education system and regulations and maintenance of norms and standards. Its headquarters is in New Delhi. And now the chairman of AICTE is Professor T.G. Sitaram. Please remember that also. Next question. Arrange the following terms in the order of increasing denotation. chess, board games, sports, indoor games. So you are given options in this form: A B C D, C D A B, C D B A, A B C D. So what is increasing denotation? Denotation is literally meaning of the words. So increasing denotation means moving from specific smaller set of objects to a more larger set of category. So chess is the most specific term here, smallest set is here. Board games refers to more general than chess. It includes chess, checkers, monopoly, ludo, etc. Indoor games means a larger set of chess and board games. So category of all games including board games, card games, video games, etc. is known as board games. And sports is a more general term. So arranging in the increasing order means the correct answer is option 4, that is chess, board games, indoor games and sports. So A, B, D, C is the answer. Okay, so these are the options here. So these are the questions for today, and I'll be coming up with more and more questions in the coming days. So please subscribe to my channel. Thank you all. Be happy. Good evening all of you. Today we will see UGC NET PYQs with Dr. Hema Ramachandran. Let us look at the first question. Which of the following are correct statements? A. Worm can be hardware and software. B. Cookies can be used to store browsing information. C. Sandbox detection is malware identification method. HTTP has better security than HTTPS. Trojan is an antivirus. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. A, B, C and only, C and D only, B and C only, B and D only. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the correct statements are option 3 is the correct answer, that is B and C only. Okay, why B and C? We will see. The correct statements are B. Cookies are used to store browsing information is correct. Cookies are small files which are stored on a user's device containing information about their browsing activities, preferences and interactions with websites. The sandbox detection method is a malware identification method, that is also correct. Sandbox detection involves running suspicious files or programs in a controlled, isolated environment or sandbox to analyze their behavior and identify potential malware. The following statements are incorrect. That is A. Worm can be hardware and software. Worms are typically software-based malware that replicate themselves and spread to other systems. They are not hardware related. D. HTTP has better security than HTTPS. HTTPS, Hypertext Transfer Protocols of Secure, provides end-to-end encryption and is more secure than HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which transmits data in plain text. Trojan is an antivirus. That is also incorrect. A Trojan is a type of malware that disguises itself as legitimate software, often to gain unauthorized access to a system. It is not an antivirus. So next question, which of the four guiding principles in the development of higher education in India? Access, authority, equity, equality, accountability based on freedom, access free, access, equity, accountability, equality, assessment, equality, affordability, result oriented. Options are given 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the answer is option 3. So this is based on National Education Policy NEP 2020, which consistently highlights several foundational pillars for Indian higher education system. The most accurate four guiding principles that is represented in NEP 2020 are access, ensuring higher education opportunities that are available to all eligible individuals regardless of their background, location or socio-economic status. This would involve expanding institutions, offering diverse programs and accessing and addressing geographical barriers. Equity, that is promoting fairness and justice in higher education, ensuring that all students have equal chance to succeed, and addressing disparities faced by disadvantaged groups. This will go beyond mere access to ensure inclusive and supportive environments. Accountability, holding higher education institutions and stakeholders responsible for their performance, quality, and effective utilization of resources. This involves transparent governance, robust regulatory frameworks, and measurable outcomes. Quality. This involves striving for excellence in all aspects of higher education, including curriculum, pedagogy, research, faculty, and infrastructure, to ensure the graduates are well prepared and globally competitive. So, the most nearest one is option 3. So, the answer is option 3. Next one, criteria for hypothesis construction are: it should describe one issue only, it should describe many issues, it should specify variables between which the relationship is to be established, it should be specific and precise, it should be empirically testable whether it is right or wrong. Choose the correct answer. B only, A, B, C only, A, C, D and E only, A, B, C, D only. Options are 1, 2, 3 and 4 are given. So the correct answer is option 3. Let us look at each of the options. A, it should describe one issue only is correct because it is focused and unidimensional. B, it should describe many issues is incorrect because it lacks focus and untestable. Then C, it should specify variables between which relationship is to be established. That is correct because it clearly identifies variables for the proposed relationship. D, it should be specific and precise is correct. Because it should be unambiguous and clear for testing. It should be empirically testable whether it is right or wrong. Correct. It must be verifiable or falsifiable through data. Based on these points, the correct criteria is A, C, D and E. Okay, next question. When a person is talking to himself or herself or contemplating or dreaming while in sleep, then this type of communication is known as interpersonal, intrapersonal, intercultural, international. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the answer is option 2, intrapersonal communication. This would involve communication within an individual. It is the internal dialogue or self-talk. Thinking, reflecting or even dreaming. The individual is both the sender and receiver of the message. Talking to himself or herself is a direct form of intrapersonal communication where thoughts are vocalized or silently processed internally. Contemplating, this would involve deep thought, reflection and internal processing of ideas, which is a key aspect of intrapersonal communication. Dreaming while in sleep. Dreams are manifestations of the mind's internal activity where the thoughts, emotions and experiences are processed and communicated to oneself unconsciously. Given these examples, intrapersonal is the correct answer. Next question. In the Buddha period, which educational centers were established among the monasteries? A. Vallabhi, Baba Masnad University, Nalanda, Vikramshila, Takshila. Choose the correct answer from the options B, C, E only, A, B, C and D only, A, C, D and E only, B, D and E only. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4. The correct answer is option 3, that is A, C, D and E only. Let us look at the Buddhist period of monasteries, that is viharas were known as the monasteries and they became the learning centers. So first one is Vallabhi or Vallabhi, that is a center of learning that rivaled Nalanda. Vallabhi was known for its Hinayana studies and had around 6,000 monk students. It also imparted secular education in subjects like economics, law, politics and medical sciences. Nalanda, it is a renowned university that flourished during the Gupta dynasty. It was a major center for the study of Buddhism and other subjects like philosophy, medicine and astronomy. Nalanda University had dormitories for students, lecture halls, meditation halls and a vast library. Vikramshila, founded by King Dharmapala in the 8th century AD, Vikramshila University was another prominent center of learning. It had about 108 temples and 6 colleges with a focus on Buddhist studies, logic, philosophy and tantra. Takshila, it is also a famous center for learning that attracted scholars from different parts of India. It provided higher education in specialized subjects like the Vedas, grammar, philosophy, medicine, military arts, astrology, commerce and agriculture. So the correct centers were A, C, D and E. So that's for the current session. Please subscribe my channel. Keep watching and be happy. Thank you all. Good evening, all of you. Let us see UGC NET Paper 1 PYQs with Dr. Hema Ramachandran. Let us go to the first question. Which of the following is not considered as self-generated feedback? Assurance, previewing, retracing, observation. Options are given 1, 2, 3, and 4. The correct answer, according to the question, is option 1. So that is the question asks the self-generated feedback. It refers to the process of monitoring and evaluating one's own performance or progress. Assurance typically involves external validation or confirmation, whereas self-generated feedback involves internal monitoring and evaluation. The following options are considered as self-generated feedback. Previewing, that is mentally rehearsing or anticipating a task or performance. Retracing, reviewing or reflecting on past actions or experiences. Observation, that is monitoring one's behavior or performance. Second question. Electrostatic precipitator is used in thermal power plants to remove which of the following air pollutants? Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, gaseous pollutants, fly ash, volatile organic compounds. Options are given 1, 2, 3, and 4. The correct answer is option 3. That is, electrostatic precipitators are devices used to control air pollution by removing particulate matter from gas streams. In thermal power plants, electrostatic precipitators play a crucial role in reducing emissions. Its primary function is to remove fly ash and other particulate matter from the flue gas emissions of thermal power plants. It is a byproduct of coal combustion and can cause significant air pollution if not properly controlled. So there is some additional knowledge given here. Polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons or PAH are organic compounds that can be emitted during coal combustion. However, electrostatic precipitators are not specifically designed to remove PAH, which are typically controlled using other technologies like activated carbon or scrubbers. Gaseous pollutants. ESPs are not effective in removing gaseous pollutants such as sulfur dioxide, NOx, or carbon dioxide. These pollutants require separate control technologies like scrubbers or selective catalytic reduction. Volatile organic compounds like pH, VOCs are not typically controlled using ESPs. Instead, technologies like activated carbon, scrubbers, or thermal oxidation are used to remove VOCs from gas streams. So the correct answer here is option 3, fly ash. Electrostatic precipitators are specifically designed to remove particulate matter like fly ash from the emissions of thermal power plants. Coming to the next question, which fallacy is committed in the following statement? I can expect that you would not find any moral issue in making abortion illegal since your ability to feel sympathy for the rights of women in general is very limited. 1. Begging the question. 2. Ad hominem. 3. Hasty generalization. 4. Slippery slope. Options 1, 2, 3, and 4. The correct answer is option 2. So the question asked is about fallacy. Fallacies are errors in reasoning that it undermine the validity of an argument. They often involve flawed assumptions, misleading information, or deceptive tactics that can lead to incorrect conclusions. In the given statement, a specific type of fallacy is committed. That is, the statement implies that the person's opinion on abortion is based on their personal characteristics, limited ability to feel sympathy for women's rights, rather than addressing the argument itself. This is an example of ad hominem fallacy, where the argument is dismissed or discredited by attacking the character or personal qualities of the person making the argument. And here is some additional knowledge also, that is, ad hominem fallacies can be misleading and divert attention from the actual issue being discussed. They often involve personal attacks or insults rather than addressing the substance of the argument. Here, the fallacy committed is ad hominem. This type of fallacy undermines constructive debate by focusing on personal characteristics rather than argument's merits. Next question. In dash, each communicating device is connected with every other device in the computer network. Star topology, mesh topology, bus topology, ring topology. Options given 1, 2, 3, and 4. The correct answer is option 2. This question is used to identify the specific computer network topology where every device is directly connected to every other device. So, let us analyze the Given network topology, star topology, all devices are connected to a central hub or switch. Communication between any two devices must pass through the central hub. It is not connected to every other computer. In mesh topology, every device is connected directly to every other device. This creates multiple redundant paths for data, enhancing reliability and fault tolerance. This perfectly matches the description. Each communicating device is connected with every other device. Next topology is top topology. It is not a standard recognized computer network topology. This must be a misspelling or a distractor. Ring topology. In ring topology, devices are connected in a circular fashion, with each device connected to exactly two other devices, forming a single continuous pathway for signals. Data travels in one direction around the ring. It is not each connected with every other computer. Therefore, the correct answer is option 2, that is mesh topology. Next question. Arrange the following components in the context of effective learning environment. A. Continuous formative assessment. B. Adequate student support. C. Appropriate curriculum. D. Engaging pedagogy. E. Providing suitable resources and infrastructure. The correct answer is taken from the options given: E, B, A, C, D, B, A, C, D, E, C, D, A, B, E, A, B, C, D, E. Options given 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the correct answer is option 3. That is, effective learning environment is crucial for fostering student engagement, motivation, and academic success. It encompasses various components that work together to create a supportive and productive learning space. The question asks us to arrange the given components in a logical order to create an effective learning environment. So here is the logical arrangement of the components. First is C, that is appropriate curriculum. A well-defined curriculum provides the foundation for effective learning. It outlines the learning objectives, content, and outcomes that guide the learning process. Next is D, engaging pedagogy. Engaging teaching methods and strategies help students to stay motivated and interested in the learning process. Next is A, that is continuous formative assessment. Regular assessments help teachers monitor student progress, identify areas for improvement, and adjust instruction to meet the student needs. Next comes B, that is adequate student support. Ongoing support for students, including academic, emotional, and social support, helps ensure that students can access the benefit from the learning environment. E, providing suitable resources for and in the infrastructure. Adequate resources and infrastructure support the curriculum and facilitate effective teaching and learning. Next question. Scientific observations are based on verifiable evidence or systematic body of proof that can be cited, accumulated experiences, prejudices, beliefs of people. Options given 1, 2, 3 and 4. The answer is option 1. That is, this question asks about the fundamental basis of scientific observations. Scientific observations must be objective and verifiable evidence or systematic body of proof that can be cited. This is correct because scientific observations require objective, repeatable, and confirmable data. Next is accumulated experiences, subjective and not systematically recorded, or not scientific. Prejudices involve bias, that is anti-ethical to scientific objectivity. Beliefs of people, not based on empirical evidence or systematic investigation. Therefore, scientific observations are based on verifiable evidence or systematic body of proof that can be cited. So the answer is option 1. Next question. Match the list 1 with list 2. A, disease causing agent. B, oxygen consuming waste, plant nutrients, suspended solids. List 2, fine particles of clay, coliform bacteria, animals and plants in aquatic habitat, phosphorus. So the correct answer is given in the options A2, B3, C1, D4, A2, B3, C4, D1, A1, B2, C3, D4, A1, B2, C4, D3. Options are given as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Correct answer is option 2. This question will involve matching water pollutants with the specific examples. Water pollutants are substances, organisms, or energy forms that contaminate water bodies, degrading water quality and making it harmful for humans or environment. And the first option is A. Disease causing agent is Correct to 2, that is coliform bacteria. Coliform bacteria serve as indicators of fecal contamination which can cause various diseases. B. Oxygen consuming waste to 3, that is animals and plants in aquatic habitat. Decomposing organic matter from dead organisms consumes dissolved oxygen. Plant nutrient to 4, phosphorus. Nitrogen and phosphorus are the key components that lead to eutrophication or excessive plant growth. Suspended solids, fine particles of clay. Suspended solids are undissolved particles like clay or silt that makes water turbid. So these are the questions for today's session. Please subscribe my channel and keep watching and be happy. Thank you all. I'll come up with more PYQs in the coming sections. Good evening all of you. In UGC NET Paper 1 PYQs with Dr. Hema Ramachandran. Welcome all of you. Coming directly to the question, which of the following statements are logically equivalent? No soaps are writing tools. All soaps are non-writing tools. No non-writing tools are soaps. No writing tools are soaps. Choose the correct answer from the options given below. A and D only, A, B and D only, B and C only, A and C only. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the correct answer is A, B and D only. That is correct answer is option 2. Let us see the statements given here. No soaps are writing tools. This statement implies that soaps and writing tools are mutually exclusive. B. All soaps are non-writing tools. This statement is equivalent to A, as it also implies that soaps are not writing tools. C. No non-writing tools are soaps. This statement is not equivalent to A or B. It implies that all soaps must be writing tools, which contradicts A and B. No writing tools are soaps. This statement is equivalent to A, as it also implies that writing tools and soaps are mutually exclusive. Next question. The interest earned on rupees 8,000 when invested in some scheme for 2 years at 7% interest per annum, that is simple interest per annum, is half of the interest earned on another amount P invested for 5 years in the same scheme at the same rate of interest. Find the value of P. That is 6,200, 6,000, 6,400, 5,000. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4. So it is given the principal amount is 8,000, time is 2 years and rate is 7%. So the formula calculated using simple interest formula PRT by 100. So first we will calculate interest on 8,000 for 2 years. So 8,000 into 7 into 2 by 100, that is 1,120. Step 2, we will calculate the second amount. Let us say it is P for time to 5 years. So the interest is the same, 1,120, and it is half of the interest in the second case, 1 by 2 into SI2. That is simple interest for the second year. So SI2 will be P into 7 into 5 by 100. That is 1,120 is half into, because it is half of the amount, half into 35 P by 100. So now solving for P, you get the answer as 2,240 into 100 by 35, which is 6,400. So the answer for P is 6,400. The correct option is option 3. Next question, match list 1 with list 2. Ozonation, removal of excess iron and manganese, aeration, removal of large solids, flocculation, disinfection, screening, very small particles are clustered together. Options are given: A3, B1, C4, D2, A3, B1, C2, D4, A1, B3, C2, D4, A4, B2, C3, D1. Options 1, 2, 3 and 4 are given. So the correct answer is option 1. That is A3, B1, C4, D2. Let us see. Ozonation. This process involves the use of ozone for Third is the option disinfection. Ozonation is effective in killing bacteria, viruses, and other pathogens, making it a popular method for wastewater disinfection. B. Aeration. Aeration is primarily used to increase oxygen levels in wastewater, which helps in biological treatment of wastewater. However, none of the given options directly describe aeration's primary function. So, given the options, none of this perfectly matches, but the best fit for B is 1. C. Flocculation. This involves very small particles are clustered together. Flocculation helps in aggregating fine particles into larger flocks, which can be more easily removed from the wastewater. D. Screening. This process is used for removal of large solids. Screening is the first step in wastewater treatment, where large objects and solids are removed from the wastewater. Coming to the next question, what among the following are known as assessment instruments? Test, examinations, rubrics, worksheets, and quizzes. Answers options are given: A, B, E only, B, C, D, and E only, D and E only, A, B, D, and E only. Options 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the correct answer is option D, that is A, B, D, and E only. So in this case, tests are formal tools used to assess students' knowledge or understanding of a particular subject or topic. They are typically structured with a specific set of instructions or questions aimed at evaluating the depth of a student's learning. Tests are designed to measure specific learning outcomes, which may include facts, concepts, skills, or problem-solving abilities. So examples include standardized tests, unit tests, and achievement tests. Examinations are similar to tests but are usually more comprehensive, often covering broader content or an entire course worth of material. Examinations can be formative, ongoing, or summative final assessments. These are very typically formal assessments that occur at the end of a term or academic year, and they often determine a significant portion of a student's grade. Worksheets are assessment instruments used in a more informal setting compared to tests or exams. They typically consist of tasks or questions that require students to apply their knowledge in various ways. Worksheets may cover a range of activities, including problem solving, reflection, and written responses. They are often used for practice, review, or initial assessments. They serve as both assessment and learning tools, offering a way to identify student progress over time. Quizzes are shorter and more focused forms of assessment compared to examinations or tests. They are typically used to evaluate a student's understanding of specific concepts or skills. Quizzes are often focused on smaller portions of content and can be administered more frequently. They provide quick feedback and help instructors gauge if students need more practice or review on particular areas. Coming to the next question, if the sender has not formulated the idea, thought, or message in a proper manner, it can result into a barrier in communication. The barrier occurs at what level? Transmission stage, at the end of the decoder, at the end of the encoder, technical stage. Options given 1, 2, 3, and 4. The correct option is 3. That is, in the communication process, encoder is responsible for formulating and sending the message. If the sender has not formulated the idea, thought, or message correctly, the issue arises at the encoding stage before the message is transmitted. Given this, barrier occurs at the end of the encoder, as the problem lies in how the message is constructed or formulated by the sender before it is sent. Next question, match list 1 with list 2. MICR, OCR, OMR, barcode reader. List 2, reading the car number plates, capturing product information so that it can be added to the customer's purchase total, reading the numbers found on a bag check, reading marks written using pencil or pen on a specifically printed paper. Options given: A4, B1, C3, D2, A2, B1, C4, D3, A3, B4, C1, D2, A3, B1, C4, D2. Options 1, 2, 3, and 4 are given. The answer is, correct option is D. So we have to match the recognition systems with their applications. The first option given, MICR, is magnetic ink character recognition. This technology used for That is option 3, reading numbers found in a bank check. MICR readers can read the magnetic ink characters or checks, facilitating automated processing. OCR, optical character recognition. This is matched to 1. While OCR can be used for various applications, including reading text from documents, reading the car number plates is a plausible application, especially in the context of automatic number plate recognition. ANPR systems that often use OCR technology. OMR, optical mark recognition. This technology is designed for that is reading marks written using pencil or pen on a specifically printed paper. OMR is commonly used for multiple choice tests and surveys. Barcode reader. This device is used for capturing product information so that it can be added to the customer purchase total. Barcode readers scan barcodes on products, allowing for quick and accurate data entry at checkout. So these are the questions for today's session. Please subscribe my channel, keep watching and be happy. Smile every day. Thank you all.